Hi and welcome back to SIG TV, where I'll document the life of an aspiring professional tennis player. I'm currently playing a prize money tournament where 32 guys are battling it out for a total prize money pot of $1,500. And we made it all the way to the finals. If you haven't checked out the previous rounds, there will be a link in the descriptions for those. But yeah, today's the final, and my opponent for the day is ATP ranked Jonathan Stenberg. Jonathan is an extremely tricky player. He really has a very unique game style, and if you get tricked into that game style, it's very tough to beat him at his own game. So in order to counteract that, I had a very strict game plan that I'll go more into as the match progresses. And yeah, I really followed that one to perfection. Almost. But yeah, let's get into the match and see what happens. So as I mentioned briefly in the intro, my opponent has a very tricky game style. He has a very, he changes up the pace a lot, and especially on his backhand. He's very good at using his short backhand slides combined with some drop shots and different things to really put you off pace. And then you combine this with the fact that he has very good hands, he's very comfortable at the net and moves well. And then he's also very good at mixing up the serve. So as you can hear, he's a very tricky opponent, but the one thing he maybe lacks a little bit is the power to really finish off points if it doesn't get to the net. So that's kind of the game plan here, to try to keep him away from the net and really be patient and trying to build the points. Alright, so let's get right into it, but obviously first I have some small complaining to do because my opponent put up his white towel against the black background, and sometimes with a white towel against the black background the ball could disappear right into it, and it's right up around the height where he probably hit most of his ground strokes, so I had to kind of ask him to take that one down. But yeah, let's get into the match. Pretty much a perfect point to kick off the match. I mean, he gave me a second serve. I managed to get good depth on the return and managed to stay aggressive on him and got a good ball to come forward, and yeah, played the one really well. For this next point here, you can kind of see that little nasty slice that I mentioned, especially this one where he drops a little shorter is kind of one of his favorite shots, but I really managed to get my slice deep and got a good ball at the net and finished it off. And then right after that one I hit a really shanky second serve forehand return that just managed to dip down on the baseline there, and right away we got 3 break points here in the first game. Great start, and now we're up serving. Kind of similar to the previous matches, you know, obviously indoor tennis, it's very important to make a lot of first serves. So for this point, you're really going to see how well he is at kind of like hitting the ball around, yeah, just really using that slice to get to good depth and kind of change up the pace with a slice and then hitting a backhand. But I feel like I do a very good job, and this is obviously one of my game plans to really try to stay patient, not trying to overhit and wait for the right ball to maybe be a little more aggressive. And yeah, just have a good rally here, but I managed to get this one too. Another really good point by me there to get off to a great start. You know what I mean? Winning the first 8 point is never easy, especially in indoor tennis. So yeah, off to a great start and just trying to keep it going. Just a few too many errors this game, messed up on a couple of returns, and yeah, he got his first hold here, but it was back to focusing. We still got the break up, and yeah, just trying to focus on the service games and get another good hold here. See, he hits us with that nasty short cross-court slice again, but we managed to get a good depth on the ball and cover the net well. So here serving at 4-1, I have another pretty good, very solid service game. I make a lot of first serves and I managed to hold this game to love. So we're up 5-1 now in the first set and really putting a lot of pressure on him to, just to try to stay in it. Tricky there with his forehand because he kind of holds it a lot, so it's sometimes very hard to read because it kind of looks like he's gonna go inside out, but then he flicks it last second and goes inside in. An extremely really solid pickup there by me. I hit a really nasty slice there, and yeah, it was a tricky ball for him to handle, and we managed to get it back to deuce, and with a double fall we got set points. So after really clocking that return first with the forehand, I really stepped into the court and got ready, and yeah, really hit a good back and cross court, and with that we took the first set 6-1. After a couple back and forth points in the first game, we find ourselves here at 30-all, and yeah, I get a short ball on my backhand, but I got a little too excited there and just kind of snapped it and lost my tempo completely, and all of a sudden we have a break point against us in the first game. So here I feel like on the break point I maybe rushed it a little bit, and this is especially something that I was talking about with my game plan, to not try to rush things, because if you try to force it against him, he's so good at coming up with these passing shots, and yeah, we find ourselves down a break in the second set. Yeah, so you can really see here with this point, he's starting to gain his confidence, really hitting through that second serve and coming forward, and yeah, just hitting in a really good volley there to put it away. And on top of that, or combined with that, I'm starting to maybe lose my tempo a little bit, rushing a little bit on that forehand, because I mean, he is very good at always making hit that extra ball, always hustling for it. Yeah, I feel like he's really starting to pick up his serve, making a lot more first serves now, and yeah, here I'm trying to calm it down a little bit to get in the tempo, but then once again I rush a little bit on that forehand side especially, and yeah, we're down 0-2. It's extremely important here in this this third game to, you know, make a lot of first serves and try to find that confidence again. So yeah, really happy with this first point, the way I hit that first serves and stepped in, didn't hesitate, and yeah, just trying to do the right stuff again. Yeah, you can really see here he's starting to find his groove. It looks a lot more confident on the ball, like moving it around and just trying to change up the pace the way he does. And it gets tricky when he starts to really smack the ball, combined with that nasty slice. Yeah, as I keep mentioning, you know, the margins are very slim, but it's so important in a spot like this, after really pretty much cruising through the first set and so quickly you find yourself down 0-2 and the guy's on his way to trying to level out the match. It's so important here to just try to stay calm and just take a step back and try to focus on focus back on your game plan, what you're trying to do, and just really focus on trying to execute that, rather than thinking too much about the score or where you're at, or trying to stress it to get back to where you were, or those things. So we finally get the hole there. It's such an important hole to make sure to stay in the match and maybe not let him run away with his momentum. And yeah, I mean, it's really tricky here. You get in these situations where you kind of cruise through the first set and maybe you get a little relaxed and you just kind of expect to keep cruising. But obviously at this level everybody's fighting for the last point. So you're never going to get someone to just throw in the towel. So he's always going to be there competing. And yeah, if you lose your focus at just a tiny bit, he will surely be there to pounce and yeah, put a lot of pressure on you. And that's where we're at right now. So now we're just trying to find the rhythm again, trying to get back to the game plan, especially against a player like this, like not trying to rush the ball, really being patient and waiting for the right opportunity to be aggressive. But that's where it's such a fine line, you know, being a little too eager or too aggressive, or just maybe being too passive. So yeah, just trying to find back to that level again, or that balance again. Yeah, I mean, tough point there to lose. He really came up with a good shot. He read my overhead, and but I mean, at this point, you know, it's very important to focus on the fact that I actually did play a very good point there. I'm happy with the way I built up the point and put myself in a good opportunity or a good position to win that point. And even though I lost it, I mean, it's just so important to focus on the right stuff, focus on the fact that I had a good opportunity there, and not focus too much on the result. So keep trying to build and do the right stuff and see what happens. Maybe not to lose this point there. I maybe was a little tentative, not really fully hitting through it. So obviously now that we got the second set all leveled, it's really important here to keep trying to serve well and be aggressive and just trying to build on that momentum that we just got from getting back to level here. And it usually helps when you start off the game with two aces. Yeah, so starting to find that confidence and really starting building that momentum again. Hit a really good pancake serve there and then managed to put it away with a really solid volley. And yeah, it's another decent point, and then we're up 3-2 in the second set. So obviously now that we got the 3-2 lead here, putting some scoreboard pressure on him, it's so important to just keep building on that momentum, staying patient here, you know, sticking to the game plan, and just waiting for the right opportunity to put pressure. So here I'm moving him very well, but then he managed to counter punch me with a really nasty forehand slice. But then yeah, just start over and trying to be patient, and then we get another opportunity and we come forward again and finish it off. So here he comes up with a very good slice out wide serve, but I'm still happy with the fact that I managed to put the ball in play and force him to hit a very tough volley or to finish the point off himself. And I find it so important here, I keep mentioning it, to really focus on the positive stuff. I'm just focused on the fact that I did force him to play another shot instead of maybe thinking about, oh, how well he hit that volley or those things. Just focus on your stuff and yeah, just take it from there and see what happens. So here at 4-2, for some reason, I felt like I wanted to implement a little new strategy compared to my previous game where I began with two aces. I felt like I was curious to see what happens if I instead begin the game with two double faults. But with that crazy point that I want to get to add, I felt like I wanted to test out a little more extreme strategy, so I threw another double fault in there. And while we're at it, we might as well make it 4. God damn it, Sigmund. Finally here I make a good serve, and then I start building the point well, but then I don't know, maybe I just lost focus there, or tried to do a little too much with that volley, but all of a sudden we're back on serve. And yeah, for the record, that 4 double faults in one game strategy is not something that I'd recommend you implement in your game. It's a little difficult to handle, but yeah, I'll stay away from that if I was you. Yeah, so back on serve here, and it's so important to try to put that last game behind you as quick as possible. Try to look forward and get back to focusing on the game plan, trying to execute and being patient. Even though I ended up losing this point here, I'm still happy with the way that I was moving the ball around and trying to find a groove again. So important to just always trying to focus on the good stuff, and I felt like I was hitting the ball well, moving the ball around really well, and that's what I'm trying to take with me compared to that shank forehand to finish off the point. Good there by me, really bouncing back after those 2 points, hitting a really good backhand there, following it up, being very aggressive, and I really like the way that I was striking that backhand. So now we're just trying to build on that and see what we can do. Good hustle by me there on the break point. I feel like I did everything I could, but he ended up being a little clutch with that backhand flick passing shot to get it back to deuce. So here we are trying to stay patient, trying to find a little shorter ball to maybe come forward and attack after hitting a good backhand cross court there. So didn't really do enough with that approach and ended up getting a really tough volley, but I managed to do a great job there, and we got another break point. Great serve by him to start off the point here, break point, but I scrape it around and he gets a really deep volley there, but I just managed to get it up high on his backhand, and it's kind of a nasty shot there, and he tried to maybe do a little too much, but we managed to get the break again. After a bad point to love 15, I get a good approach shot here, but I don't really hit it too well, and he managed to pass me, and I'm down love 30 here at 5-3. And then I win another quick point to 15-30, but I come forward again, and he hits another really good passing shot on me. It's just high up on my back, and I couldn't really touch it. And we're now down 15-40, facing 2 break points to get back on serve. After I get a little weird ball to approach on, I come forward, but he just snaps a backhand, and I can't really reach it, and I get broken back. As frustrating as it is to get broken here at 5-3 serving for the match, there's not much to do. I feel like he came up with some good shots, and I didn't, so there's not much to do here than to look forward and just try to focus again on the next game. He really gets a lot of pop on that second serve, but I still managed to put it back in play and try to get it moving. But kind of quickly he manages to lock me into this backhand slice, and it's kind of difficult to do too much about it when it gets you like so far back, because if you change direction, he's really gonna hurt you with that cross court forward instead. And then he really hits a low, really nasty slice there, and I kind of struggled to handle that one. Another great serve and a really good first ball, and we're back level to 5-all. Really solid game by him, and it really puts a lot of pressure on me now here, serving at 5-all. So very important, I kick off my service game with a good aggressive first serve, and then I step in on the first ball, really showing aggression and showing that I'm still here. And same thing here on the second ball, I managed to hit a great serve and get aggressive right from the start, coming forward, but he's so good at reading the game and kind of figuring out a way to always put the ball back in play. So I'm trying to figure something out here, get a tough overhead. He gets it back again, but then I finally managed to finish it off with a good volley there. So here at 30-15, obviously a really important point. He really manages to come up with a huge backhand return down the line. He had such good depth that I had no chance of getting there. So second serve here at 30-all. Just trying to maybe get an opportunity to get aggressive on him. But then here with some forehands, I don't really get any depth on it. I hit 2 in a row that lands way inside the service line, but then on the third I finally managed to hit through it and get a little shorter ball, and I really took advantage of it. So So really good deep return by him to start off the point here. Maybe could have done a little bit more with that backhand, so it gives me an opportunity to come back, but it's another really good deep ball, but I managed to respond, and maybe gets a little too late on that. It wasn't really expecting me to maybe get it that deep. So, but yeah, really important hole there to 6-5 in the second set. So we're returning here at 6-5 in the second set. Obviously, I'm doing everything I can to try to avoid playing a tiebreaker here, trying to finish off the match right here. I do get a little lucky here at love 15, hitting that shank forehand that maybe became a little nasty, and we get to love 30. Huge serve by him there. I still managed to get it in play and actually get a good opportunity to maybe pass him, but I do a little too much and just miss it wide. So I had a great opportunity there, but just try to regroup and try to get ready for the next ball. Great hard first serve by him there, but I managed to really clock the return and get it back deep and forced an error, and we have 2 match points here for the title. He hits us with another great serve, but I just scrape it around, and really good deep volley by him, but I get it up a little bit behind him and it just misses it. But with that, we get the title here in the prize money tournament with a win 6-1, 7-5. Yeah, so with the win, we're the champions of the prize money tournament here in Sweden. We managed to get a little, or a big check here for about $750, I'd say, and nice little golden trophy. But yeah, overall I'm just really happy to be back playing fully, being able to move fully, and obviously getting back on the winning circle is always a lot of fun. But hey, thanks a lot for watching this far. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. It really does help out a lot on our continued journey here together. If you enjoyed the video, a like really does go a long way. But other than that, thanks a lot for watching again, and take care and keep doing you.